Today we are going to be joined by the one and only Dustin from Cydeways. They have a brand new record coming out this week called Wasted Summer. Without any further ado, Dustin, how we doing?
I am doing great, man, and thank you for having me, man. I'm stoked.
Absolutely, man. I want to talk to you about the new record, Wasted Summer. Are you excited?
I'm very excited, man. I've been working on these songs for years, and they're finally coming out, so it's great.
Awesome, man. So let's talk a little bit about the evolution of Cydeways, going from After Hours to the self-titled album in 2022, and now here we are, 2025. Talk to us a little bit about how your sound has grown, how it's matured, where you're heading.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we've always stuck to a similar style, but this one is definitely a little more alternative rock sound. I went through a phase of it, and the songs were just coming out that way, and I really enjoy them. They're on a little bit of the heavier side, but there's still some reggae involved. And yeah, man, it's just kind of a matured Sideways sound, and I think we're really stoked on how everything came out.
Dope, dope. I definitely feel like you are pushing boundaries a little bit on this record,
Yeah.
and feel a little more comfortable and kind of incorporating everything from like you mentioned, the reggae, the rock. But it still sounds like a Sideways record, yeah?
Totally, yeah. It's not like we're changing or nothing, but yeah, we just, we had elements of everything that we like, and you're just growing. So
So I definitely I'm super digging the song "No Loyalty" on this record.
sick. Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah, man, it seems like you're kind of exposing some skeletons in the closet.
For sure.
Talk to a little bit about what inspired that record.
It's funny, man. Like when I first moved out to California, I went to Los Angeles, and it's hard to live there when you just move out by yourself, and it kind of feels like the city is against you in every way possible. Like you're having a bad day or something, and you get a fucking parking ticket just to make it even worse for you. And it always felt that way, and I'm sure it feels away to a lot of people that are trying to go out there to succeed for a dream or whatever. So that's kind of title in Los Angeles, because it just seems like the city is just fucking totally, and you just got to fight it basically. And that's kind of the moral of the song.
How long have you been in LA?
I'm in Santa Barbara, California now, but I lived in LA for a little under a year until I discovered Santa Barbara, and then I moved to Santa Barbara basically right away. I never even heard of it. Small little beach town in Central California, and just fell in love with that more than the city.
I dig it. I dig it. I also wanted to talk to you a little about the song "Change." Got Wax on there. I
Yeah,
love the video. Did the Breaking Bad.
dude, yeah,
Um,
sick.
Heck yeah. Talk to me a little bit about working with Wax. The song obviously is tackling addiction and kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
Um, Lyrically, I feel like you're definitely going to help some brothers and sisters out that are going through it.
Yep.
What
Oh,
was that anything that you were kind of thinking about while you were penning that, or was that just kind of how it came?
yeah, man. I mean, I kind of wrote, I'm sure everyone can relate, but I kind of wrote it about a friend who went down a dark path. And, the first lyric is like, "To my friend, are you still all right?" So that was basically the theme of it. And just, battling addiction and, all those hard times. And it came out with this kind of Western hip hop guitar thing. So that's kind of how we went into the whole Breaking Bad vibe of it. We were like, oh, this could be like, that song could be like on the ending credits of a fucking Breaking Bad episode or something. So that's how the whole video came about, with our good friend Andrew Gingy, who is a huge Breaking Bad fan. So he really captured like the right angles of like how the show does it and everything. So yeah, basically just like battling addiction, which we've all went through, and then we reached out to Wax, and he came back with a verse in just a few days, and you could tell that dude went through some shit too, because he came back with the hardest verse, and it just hit so perfectly. Like when I heard it, I got chills. I was like, "Oh, dude, you knew exactly what I was trying to fucking talk about." So,
Oh,
so the whole song came together just amazing.
yeah, Wax is the man, and I think it was a perfect blend, perfect feature there for that
Yeah, I
record.
never worked with him before, and we got to meet him when we did the video. He's super cool dude, and just crushed the song better than probably anyone else.
Dope, dope. And you also have Matisyahu on the record. I know that you guys were out touring with him. If I'm not mistaken, was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, I
Um,
think the dates all get blurred to me as well, but we did like a whole year basically with him, and that was a trip, man. Just getting to tour with a legend and getting to know the guy. He was a really fun dude. Likes to have a good time, and the feature came about like before we did our first tour. We were doing rehearsals with him because he wanted us to be his backing band at the same time. And so we wanted to get a feature from him, showed him a few songs, and he picked Lockdown. And I didn't think he would pick that one because we had more reggae stuff. And he was like, "Oh, I like that one the best." So I was like, "All right, fuck yeah." So that came about that way, and he just ripped it, and it was great.
that's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you about the features and songs and stuff like that. But let me ask you this: if there was a song on the record that you're most excited for people to hear, and I know that's hard because your record is your baby, and
Yeah,
it's like picking your children, right?
of
But
course.
nobody wants to pick their favorite kid, but we all have one.
Yeah.
What song are you kind of the most excited for?
I mean, the ones that we release as singles, I like Lockdown is probably my all-time favorite song I've ever written. But also No Loyalty because it just hits home to me, dude. I think that one's great. As far as the ones that aren't out yet, there's like 5 that are releasing on the album besides the singles. Um, Dude, my favorite one is the Blink 182 Mutt cover. We do a cover of Mutt acoustic style, a little hip hop, and I'm excited for people to hear that because I've been sitting on it for years, and we're finally releasing this Blink cover that I've just loved forever. So I'm excited for that one.
So, and I know in the past you mentioned kind of being a big fan of Blink 182, and I definitely kind of hear the influence on this record. I feel like
Yeah,
you're leaning a little bit into that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
yeah. I mean, it's just a natural influence that comes out. I've always been a huge fan of their songwriting, and I do take a lot from them. And we have this one song on the record called Always, which is just a full pop punk song. And I kind of leaned in mostly on that song for like my Blink influence. And I just think they're always going to be a huge influence on me, even though we're in the reggae genre. It's kind of cool to mash it together a little bit and just get your influences out that you have in you.
Absolutely, and pop punk is definitely making a resurgence right now,
Yeah, it really is.
especially in the recent years. You got Warp Tour back at it, and it kind of feels like something that was missing from the music scene without the Warp Tour with this past decade, right?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
And I know you guys played Lollapalooza, yeah?
We did, yeah, which
Yeah,
was
talk to me a little bit about that.
that was incredible, man. I wish we got to enjoy it more because we flew in and basically played and had to fly right out to the Matisyahu tour. But it was, I mean, a surreal experience just to be able to play Lollapalooza. I mean, it was an absolute gift that we were on that lineup. So, like I said, I wish we got to stay longer because I would have like watched a bunch of artists, that I've never seen before, and it's just such a big festival. And yeah, I mean, incredible to be a part of it.
And as far as touring, I know you just kind of wrapped up a tour with Pepper. You're about to head out with Ballyhoo. Talk to us a little bit about like what the tour was like with Pepper. Um, did you approach that any differently? Do you kind of approach your set list different depending on who you're touring with?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like Matasyahu, we played a little more reggae. With Pepper, dude, they throw that kind of high energy shit in. So we did what we like to do, and we played all of our high energy shit that whole tour. I'm still like tired and coming down from that tour. I'm at home in Boston, which I'm originally from, so I'm still relaxing after that one. But it was probably one of the most fun tours I've ever done in my life. They were so cool. The crowds are super high energy, so we just blasted our like highest energy songs for 45 minutes.
Nice, nice. And what can we expect from this upcoming Ballyhoo tour?
Same thing. They're similar. They high energy guys. So same thing. We're just gonna come out hot and just come out swinging and just give them a party. High energy music, a couple of reggae songs here and there, but like we like people to just move around and have a good time. So we're gonna bring the same thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Wasted Summer. Talk to me about the album title, man. Was this the obvious pick for the album title?
Yeah, I mean, it was the song "Wasted Summer." We actually is our first like co-write we've ever done with a guy named Nick Bailey in Nashville. And we went into a studio with nothing at all. He's a good songwriter, and Kevin, our guitar player, wrote the riff, and then me and him kind of went back and forth on each line, and it just came to be this really cool kind of pop. I don't even know what to call it, but it's kind of got a blank riff, but like a pop sound to it. And we liked the song so much, obviously, and I thought the name was cool for like a summer album. There's so many different meanings. Like you could be like getting wasted all summer, or like you don't want to waste your summer. So it's a cool kind
Right.
of meaning to it. You could look at it from a couple different angles, but we just thought that fit super well to call it Wasted Summer.
I love it. I love the artwork, man. Crushed
Yeah,
it.
super cool, dude. I love the artwork too.
Artwork is phenomenal. And now you mentioned Nick Bailey. I know
Yeah.
he's worked with MGK, Dirty Heads, Pepper. What was it like, kind of sitting with somebody that can kind of put pen to paper as he does,
Dude, yeah.
in that circle?
It was crazy. Like I said, it was my first time sitting down with another songwriter. So it was a little like, nerve wracking and stressful, but he was so cool. And he was just so helpful. Like he would sing a line and then I would write the next line and we go back and forth until we made this really fucking cool song. So in my head, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. Cause it could go either way. Like nothing's happening, but like that session right there, we wrote that song in probably 30 minutes. And I was like, wow, this is a fucking good song. So it was a really cool experience. And the guy's obviously professional. I mean, he's worked with so many big bands. And yeah, we'll definitely do another one with him because the experience was so great.
That's great, man. And the songs that come out that way are usually the best, man. The ones that
Exactly.
write themselves.
Yeah,
That's just kind of,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
No, I
sure.
totally agree.
For sure. Now, you guys are over at Law Records. Talk to me a little bit about Law Records, man. What's it like? I know Paul and your side are very hands-on when it comes to the label. Have you been able to kind of take any words of wisdom, or kind of how have they helped you navigate through the kind of the slimy music business?
Yeah, yeah, dude, totally. I mean, I was a huge Pepper fan growing up, so just to be in something with Yasad was an absolute blessing for me. And dude, I mean, they basically took us from a Santa Barbara bar band to a nationally touring band. So they did so much for us, guided us, and yeah, I mean, I have nothing but so much respect for them. They're always like on a call if we have any questions or whatever, and they're just really good people and easy people to work with. And we wouldn't be here without them.
That's awesome, man. And I definitely feel like Pepper and Law Records are kind of like the statesmen of the scene. Like they definitely feel like they're the guys that are always like reaching out and pulling guys up and doing everything that they can to kind of showcase your talents.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Like it definitely doesn't feel like at Law Records that there's ever any kind of like pushing a particular sound. It's like, yo, you got whoever's on that label is kind of doing what they want to do. And
Oh
it
yeah.
seems that the label is super supportive of that.
They are, man. They'll let us do whatever we're feeling, and that's great because I'm sure some labels tell you to go a different direction or whatever. They don't like this song. They are on board with anything that you want to do, and that's hard to come by.
Awesome, man. So We're super thankful that you took time with us, man. Wasted Summer is coming out. Let us know. Is there any? Where can we find you? Where can that we pre-save, pre-order? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean the album comes out in 2 days. It comes out Friday. You can pre-save it now. Our Instagram, Cydeways Music, or you can go Spotify, Apple Music, anything that you use. It drops this Friday, and we're stoked. Play that shit all summer.
Fire, man. Thank you so much. Now, separate from this interview, we have a separate segment called Origin Story. So I'd like to ask you one question about that. So it's we
Yeah.
basically with this segment is essentially we ask you a question about one particular song, and it's kind of the origin story of that. All right. Is that cool?
Yeah, let me think about it.
All right. So for this one, for origin story, we wanted to talk to you about the song Shadows. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
so
Yeah.
that so that song dropped in 2020.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do, and I'll bring in the segment. All right, real quick here.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
It'll all be chopped up, no worries.
Yeah, cool.
All right, we're here with Cydeways. We're talking origin stories. The song Shadows. It dropped in 2020 on the After Hours, and it's really kind of taken a life of its own. It's become a massive track for you. Can you talk to us a little bit about the recording sessions, the writing, how that song kind of came about?
Yeah, dude. So I mean, yeah, it was so long ago, but yeah, it's obviously a huge song for us. And me and my buddy, who's also our producer, Trevor Buckingham, we came up with the idea for it. And I had written it. I can't even remember. I can't remember what it's about at this moment. Um, yeah, I mean, I'd written it with him, and it was such a cool, like, interesting style song that I didn't think it would be our number one song, to be honest with you, which is amazing. I'm so glad that people like it because it has such a deep, dark meaning to it. But it still shocks me to this day that it gets so many plays a day. And the fact that everyone's still playing it is incredible. And we needed a feature for it. And I never even heard of Greaves before this, but Trevor, our producer, was a big Greaves fan. And he sent it over to Greaves, and Greaves immediately loved it and sent back this really cool verse. And I was like, whoa, this guy's fucking awesome. Little did I know he's a great rapper. But the song came together so well, and we were sitting on it. And that's the first song that you saw it from Pepper ever heard. I sent it over to him, and he immediately signed us basically because of that song,
Wow, that's
which is pretty
amazing.
rad. Yeah.
Yeah, so that song it had kind of grew wings of its own
It
in many
totally
on
did.
many levels, on many levels.
I mean, dude, there, no playlist, like no nothing. That thing just fucking is just going. I still don't understand it. But yeah, dude. I mean, we play that song every night. People know it. It's awesome.
Bless. Dustin, thank you so much for your time, man.
Dude,
We
thank you so much
appreciate
for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, give me 1 second here.